Stop. Go. Fast. Slow. Classic.
It's like hot, cold, green.
Wet. Dry.
Damn, got him.
I mean, she gets that. She knows some words that are opposite from other words.
Someone passed first. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Two Gay Mats. It's Matt Steele.
And it's Matt Palmer.
And we are finally doing another patron request video.
Yes.
We are very excited because we still have many to do today. And we're always just like, we're gonna knock them out. We're gonna knock them out. And then, you know, people release stuff or like something happens and we have to talk about it.
I have to fly to Atlanta, see my family. It's a hard life for us.
It's a hard life, but you know what? We are slowly knocking out all of the patron request videos. If you would like to find out how you can request a patron request video of your own, you can check the link below. So this comes to us from Jordan.
All right, Jordan.
Jordan wanted us to request the Jessie Ware album, What's Your Pleasure, which I believe came out like summer of last year?
Yeah, I want to say summer. It was definitely while we were all locked in our homes.
Yeah, well, we still are locked.
I know, but we're getting close.
We're not like locked in our homes.
Yeah, we're
like,
vaccinated.
We have like well, we don't, but because we're not crazy, but like, you know, metaphorically, we have the top lock unlocked, but you know, the bottom lock is still locked.
Do people unlock their top locks?
Yeah, I know.
Anyways, we have been meaning to review this for a minute. It is an album that Jessie Ware is giving disco kind of a try. And this is, I don't think it's her general vibe. I feel like she's like indie pop in general. I've heard some of her music, not a lot of it. But this album got a lot of buzz over the summer. It was a lot of like, oh my God, if you gays love the Dua album and the Kylie album, you're going to love the Jessie Ware album. I was very excited about the album because we'll get into the songs, but Spotlight was the first song I heard from it. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be such a great album. I love that song. It's so great. And we're gonna talk about it today.
Okay. See, I didn't know a thing about Jessie Ware. She was always kind of like one of those names that I had always heard in the ether, but like never knew what type of music she did, how long she's been around. She could have been around since 1985. She could have been around since 2005. I don't know.
It's closer to 2005, I think.
Okay, cool. I don't know. To me, I always like associate her name with Fiona Apple.
Oh no.
Like kind of
different.
like two women who are white and I don't know what type of music they do.
Her first album came out in 2012. It was called Devotion.
2012?
Yes.
That's recent.
I know.
I had no idea she was that recent.
She's recent. All right, so let's dive in track by track.
Okay, let's dive in track by track.
I love Spotlight.
Spotlight's great. It's excellent.
It is such a singable, interesting pop song. The production is so solid and smooth throughout. It feels disco-y but airy and danceable and sonically. It just works. I feel like it's definitely fires on all cylinders. It has the issue with the song is that it's so good. Like it's like hard when your first single is so good for everything else to live up to the greatness of the single. Because it's like when Mariah put out the Rainbow album. Well, there are a lot. The Can't Take the Way is also on that album, and there are a lot of great songs in there. But like Heartbreaker is such a fucking smash, you know, that it's like, are we ever gonna get to the Heartbreaker high? She does Heartbreaker 3 times the album. Vulnerability interlude, Heartbreaker remix.
I mean, I still think that peak is Petals, but no, that's just me. But yes, I agree that Spotlight is excellent. I like the intro, how it's like very slow.
Yes.
Like what's gonna happen here? And she essentially says, there's only so much I can say with words, and then the beat drops. So it's like, okay, well, I'm just gonna start to say it with dance.
Yes.
With mood, with a downtrodden beat.
Yes, she's telling a story here, and I love that.
And it's sort of like just the thesis of the album.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay, not a lot of words, but a lot of beat.
Yes. A lot of funk, a lot of attitude. We get to the title track.
Yes.
Which I believe was the second single, if I'm not mistaken. What's Your Pleasure? I think this song is also the closest thing to Kylie you're gonna get on the album. I think it's very good. It kind of gives me a bit of Slow by Kylie meets Breathe on Me by Britney on steroids a bit, because the beat is definitely harder than both of those songs. I mean, we were mocking the lyrics a little bit earlier, but I do think the melody really works. I don't think this is a lyrics first album, so I don't have a lot of lyric comments. But I think here, the sound, the vibe of this song is so good, and the melody is so singable, and the song is structured so well that it all really works together.
Yeah, I agree. I love it. Pretty much all the songs on this album are just like, I want to have sex. Like, I want to have sex with you. Sometimes I want to have sex with you like a little harder, sometimes a little softer. But I want to have sex with you. And that's lovely. And there's a lyric in this, like a lyrical section in this album where she has like a metaphor about clocks.
Oh.
And she's like clockwork in the bedroom. I believe I wrote it down. Dancing sideways, the clockwork timing thing, spin me round so I'm unwinding. And like, who knew that like a sex metaphor all about clocks could work? But like, I imagine just laying sideways and then just spinning around on the bed like a clock.
I feel like
I'm the little hand.
I feel like the world has been missing more sexy clock metaphors, so we want to thank Jessie Ware for bringing that to our attention, honestly.
Yes. No digital clocks on this album.
Right.
No, those are the unsexy clocks.
I mean, what a great opening too.
Yes, I agree.
What a great opening too. Ooh La La feels very Vanity 6 for me, and I feel like Vanity 6, if you don't know, is like a Prince offshoot band that like a bunch of girls that he would like put in a band, and they were in Vanity 6. They were very sexy, and they all sang in unison, and it was like very synth heavy. Jasmine Sullivan has a song called Don't Make Me Wait on her 2010 album Love Me Back, which also has kind of this sound, but it's a little bit better. But this song is good, very bass heavy, and the vibe is very 80s and throwback and fun.
Yeah, it's very cute.
Yeah.
It's very simple, and it's very silly and cheeky.
Yeah.
I like it. I mean, it's called Ooh La La.
Right.
So, like, and you can love me one time, you can love me two times. Like when you repeat a number,
Two times.
it's just cute.
Yeah,
Like,
it's very cute. And I feel like she also does a lot of like staccato throughout this album. It's like we're doing a lot of orchestral, dance, and a lot of staccato choices.
I also like the end of this song, how it like sort of speeds up a little more with the like the driving fast through Technicolor streetlights part of it all, which sort of goes into the outro, I believe, if I remember correctly. But I like that part of this song the best, I have to say.
All right.
Yeah, I think it's very dynamic and very fun.
Soul Control, I feel like continues with the vibe. Like we're still in the 80s. It's still a synth moment. I feel like the pre-chorus here is pretty addicting. It's like a very legit 80s throwback. I just kept listening to it and thinking, God, if she had written this with Mariah in 2001, it would have been on Glitter and been perfect for it.
Ooh, it
wouldn't have been perfect for
really
Glitter.
good on
It would have been great on Glitter. So, if we could only turn back time like Cher wanted.
I like Soul Control. I would say out of like the four like strong heavy hitters at the beginning, it's the weakest out of the four. But I still like it. I still think it's a solid song. I think it's interesting because I was reading the lyrics along as I was listening to it, and it was describing her writing of the song, and she apparently said, "This is the fastest tempo I've ever done," and I'm like.
But I feel like we've heard faster tempos on the album already.
On the album itself, yeah. So I maybe she's talking about the end when she's like, "Baby, it's automatic."
Oh,
touch it, feel like.
I like that.
Oh, I like that too.
That's the best part of the song.
It's still like it's not the fastest thing in the world, but I mean, she knows better than we.
Exactly. Maybe she meant like the fastest that she was singing on a song.
Okay.
Not like the actual tempo of the song. I'm trying to give her the benefit of the doubt.
That makes sense. Because if she did more like indie stuff before, I imagine that's pretty slow.
No, it's definitely slower. Save a Kiss, I feel like could fit on Robin's Honey.
I know.
Right?
I literally wrote that.
Oh, look at us!
I was literally just because I think that melody in the verse is so beautiful.
Yes, it's gorgeous.
I love it, and I'm just like, this sounds like Robin.
It does.
It sounds like specifically Robin Honey.
Yes.
Yes.
It very much is the honey of like feels like honey. I think it's very good. I love the speedy electro synth sound throughout, which again is very Robin. The melody I feel like is definitely moodier and not as like euphoric as a Robin melody usually is, but I still feel like it's in keeping with that sound sonically, and I think it very much works.
I like this song where it is on the album because like we've gotten this sort of slow tempo disco music of like the first four, and then I feel like this feels a little more emotional. Yeah. So I like that there's a little emotional heft to this song.
I believe that.
More so than the others. So yeah, I enjoy this song a lot. I would say it's definitely in like the top third of the album.
All right, I agree with that.
Yes.
Adore You.
Adore You is romantic, like Save a Kiss.
Yes.
But it's a little like minery romantic.
Yes.
Which is a little jarring.
And then the chorus is so simple that I'm like, I think this is too simple for my taste.
See, it's not that it's too simple for me, it's just like a little too creepy for me. And like there's like a weird like bell chime in there, and I'm just like, am I supposed to be kind of scared? I don't know, it's a little, I appreciate the interestingness of the production.
Yes.
But it's just like one of those where it's like,
I just don't feel like it goes anywhere melodically. To me, I would describe it as limp.
Ooh.
Like, I'm sorry, it's one of my least favorites on the album.
Okay, I agree with that, and I think I saw that it was a single.
Okay. Well, people make choices, and we love that for them.
Yeah.
Listen, maybe I'm just not the audience, and that's okay.
In Your Eyes is my least favorite, I would say. I think it's just like a little maudlin.
It is. It's it also is like, are we still dancing? Like, I'm so confused. What are we to do with this song?
Yeah, it's very much like, are we still dancing?
Yes.
The R is emphasized. Are we?
It's like the down-tempo disco is at its highest here, and I'm more confused by it than anything.
Okay.
Like the tempo, it's so slow for a disco song.
Yes, of course. Which I mean is what makes it sort of interesting and makes the album have a voice.
Sure.
But I would say melodically I find it the least interesting. And like subject matter I find it the least interesting.
All right, Step Into My Life, I feel like is like another Vanity 6-esque. I feel like it could fit right in with Soul Control and Ooh La La. I feel like it's definitely the most orchestral of those three, but it also is probably my least favorite of the three. Like, I feel like we're revisiting the sound again, and we're not improving upon it, so it's kind of like, it's hard. I feel like there's an interesting line to walk as an artist where it's like, we want to make the album feel consistent and cohesive, but you don't want to lean into samey, and I feel like with the third track that's in this kind of vibe, I think she kind of veers into samey a little bit.
But yeah, I think of all like the sort of 80s Janet Jackson-esque songs on this album, this is the least interesting.
Yeah, I agree.
I would say, yeah. So these like three, like Adore.
I know we're in a slump.
It's a little bit of a slump.
A little bit of a slump.
Yes.
I do think Read My Lips of the second half of the album is my favorite. I think we're getting the tempo up just a little bit. I think the melody works really well. I think it's a fun and like cheeky lyric. The funky guitar here is used to great effect. I just am having fun. There's no moment during Read My Lips that I'm not having fun, and I missed the fun of the disco.
Yeah. I wouldn't say it's my favorite of the second half. To me, there's a clear best song of the second half.
That we haven't talked about?
Yes.
Oh, well, we're about to disagree.
Okay.
Okay, all right. Well, is it Mirage Don't Stop?
It's not Mirage Don't Stop.
Okay.
I do like the little chorus of Mirage Don't Stop because it's just very dancey.
Yeah, the Don't Stop Moving Together, I love that. But I feel like that's very catchy, but the other melodic like parts of the song don't really hook me. Like I feel like that's just like the highlight of the song, and I'm just like waiting for that to happen again, But I don't dislike it. It's very solid groove underneath, but like not like the high point.
Okay. I think The Kill is really interesting. To me, the like background music kind of sounds like Danny Elfman's score for Batman.
It does feel cinematic. It almost feels like a Bond theme or something. Like I'm like, what? This should be the movie.
If like Batman or James Bond were at like a gay club, like a very empty gay club, like at 7:00 p.m. where like it's not pumping
Yeah,
yet.
the gays don't go anywhere at 7 p.m. Come on.
Yeah, so it's like when the club's about to get started, and like we the old folk are just like we're just gonna go.
We're gonna go, and then we're just gonna head home.
And then it hits 10 o'clock and we're like, oh, gotta go to bed. But no, I like it. It feels cinematic. It feels very dramatic.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it's about, but like I remember being like, I like it.
Okay, and so you like the last song then? Remember Where We Are?
Yes.
Okay.
You don't?
No, it's.
How do you not like that song?
I mean, I don't dislike. It sounds like a pop version of what I imagine the Hair cast recording sounds like. That is in my head. It's very Flower Child. I feel like we're all making daisies and VW bugs. Like I'm lost as to why it's on the album. It sticks out like a sore thumb. Except that like we're also in the 70s, I guess.
Yes, it's very 70s.
Yeah.
You know what it kind of sounds like? In a what's it called? Fun Home. That like you are like a raincoat.
I hate that song.
Like a Harry Styles. Maybe we can. But
You've named all these songs I really hate.
and I really like them, but I can acknowledge like why you think they're cheesy. They kind of sound like 70s after school program television show songs.
Yes.
But this song, it doesn't sound like as cheesy as that, but it just sort of has glimmers of that like sprinkled through it.
Right.
But I really like the message of the song where it's just like the world's gonna change, it's gonna get worse, the city's on fire, but just remember where you are, and that is in my arms, which will never change.
Okay.
So I think here is where lyrically she gets the most interesting.
All right.
In my opinion.
I hear that.
So that is why I really like the song, and I think the melody's really beautiful. But you know, if it has that little 70s, turn it on the TV, if that's there, and you don't like it, then that's...
Everyone has their taste,
Yes.
Everyone has their things. I think this album has definitely high highs. I really love the opening of this album. But I do think for an album that I feel like was promised to me to be like, oh, Dua Lipa, Kylie Minogue, we're giving you dancey, we're giving you disco. It's just a little slow and not melodic enough.
Well, what do you expect from, you know, a person who does, I guess, like indie music to suddenly do a dance album?
But that's the thing, but then no, pitch it to me as a dance album. Don't open with Spotlight. Don't give me that as the single. I'm like, yes, bitch, this is it. No, it's good. I mean, of course you want to lead with one of a very good track, but I don't know that it is the most representative of the full album.
Okay.
Yeah,
Fair.
I love it. I'm glad we heard it. I'm glad it was the single, but it just set the bar really high for me.
Okay, well that's fine. I'm curious to hear what her other music sounds like now that I know that this isn't what she does.
Yes.
Like this was like a departure for her.
Totally.
So I'm gonna check out some of her other songs.
She's great.
I guess write in the comments what songs I should check out.
Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Tell us below what you think of Jessie Ware's album, What's Your Pleasure? Also follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Matt Palmer Music.
And it's Matt Steele.
At 2K Mats for both of us. Go to patreon.com/2KMats to request your own patron requested video. You can listen to our podcast. It comes out every Monday. It's also called 2K Mats TWO. Go to your favorite podcatcher. You'll find us. What is there anything else you have to tell them?
We want to thank our legendary patrons.
Yes, Montana and Richard and Adam Parnell
and Jessie. And there was a new one.
Oh shit, was there? Garrett. Add it to the list. Oh, this thing is so many icons, little time. We love you. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back next week with more 2K Mats.
Bye, guys.
Bye.